Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We got coffee cup in the house. Soulmate. That was on the bottom too. Ooh. Okay. Pretty big message coming in today with this deck. What I feel like somebody has overcome some type of addiction, okay? And the thing is that this addiction was created through the influence of somebody else, all right? So it seems like somebody has really gone above and beyond to get themselves better, okay? So obviously there was a problem, okay? There's somebody that you're connected to, okay, in the past that you've got some type of soul contract with, okay? And the thing is that the energy has to get moving again. So, which means obviously the relationship has to be repaired. So there could be somebody in your past, okay, that has been replaying something over and over and over and over and over again in their heads, okay? And they have to get over that, because the thing is that when people do things to you in your past, it doesn't always have anything to do with you, you know? Like sometimes addictions take over and people need to satisfy those addictions and move the fuck on and get away from you, and it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with that person, right? So there could be somebody around you that has ended, almost like they left you to go and do something pretty bad, okay, with themselves. Maybe this person didn't want to live anymore. Maybe this person had a lot of shadow work to do, right? This person had something to do, so they had to unfortunately leave you behind, which was a huge risk, right? This person took a risk, but I don't really think this person gambles, and they took a risk because they had some very bad wounds, and they noticed that those wounds were reflecting in you, because you also have the same type of wounds yourself. I almost feel like your wounds are now scars, right? Whereas this other person's wounds were healing, right? But you know how long it takes for something to stop hurting, right? Even scars can hurt, right? Like there are certain scars I can't touch. Like they're so super sensitive that it almost hurts to touch them because it's overly sensationed kind of thing, right? So I feel like somebody they definitely had some boundary issues, okay? And maybe that's why they had to walk away from you, because maybe they knew that they were going to hurt you in some way, because you were the kind of person that they didn't want to hurt, almost, or the kind of person that they weren't going to be able to understand, right? So they had to just get away from you. That's how I feel. They just had to do something for themselves. But the thing is that it's done now, okay? They had a lot of triggers. And those triggers were connected to another partnership that they had. Okay, so you wouldn't believe the amount of spelling mistakes on these cards. Like, did they not have a proofreader? Like, honestly, there's so many spelling mistakes. Obviously, that's why they were like $10. I bought them years and years and years ago. I've had these cards for a very long time. It's just it seems like every time I use them, I notice another spelling mistake that I don't think I noticed before. So weird. So, okay, so this person's wrapping up a huge closure, okay? So they're wrapping up a closure of their wounds and how they used their introspection to kind of go into themselves and gain a new perspective on what they've been through and where they're going. Okay? Then they also took this moving on, okay, with outdated thinking. This person clearly had a lot of brainwashing, a lot of patterns of the past that they had to remove. And the only way that people can remove those patterns of the past is if they are alone, right? They have to learn what they want to do as opposed to what the relationship wanted them to do. Okay, people get very abused in relationships, and they also get very brainwashed, and they also get very settled into those brainwashing techniques that the other partner chooses to inflict on them. Okay, and then we've got this moving on. They're transcending obstacles. So this person's learning how to get over obstacles, okay, as opposed to falling back on old addictions just to get over them. Like this person clearly keeps, like, it's almost like they take 2 feet into the future and then they take fucking 4 or 5 feet back, because then they get scared and then they go back into their outdated thinking again, right? They go back into the past where it was comfortable and in their own little cozy way, and then they have to go back to reality again, that they're not in that cozy old situation, that they are in this new situation, and that they have to. It's almost like a feeling of when I went to Tofino on my own, and this was the first time I ever like left. I was like basically losing my mind and I had to go. And I had a friend out in Nanaimo. This is all on BC Island. So I went to Nanaimo, I met up with her, and then I got a job in Tofino. And I can remember it was me and my car in a tent, okay? And I can remember being so out of place that I had to really be on my schedule. And what my schedule was you had to move too fast. You didn't have time to eat. Every second counted. And I had to sit there. And I remember spending a lot of time just staring at the water and staring at the trees and not being able to move, because I was reprogramming myself and I didn't even know what I was doing, right? When you stay like stopped, right? It's because I feel like you want to reprogram your next step and you don't know how to do it. So you have to wait until your intuition tells you what to do next, as opposed to what you've been programmed to do next. Okay. So, this person is just like, I'm using this boat card literally as they've just set sail, on so many different problems in their life, that this person is really moving forward. Like, I'm really kind of rooting for them. Like I think they want to be able to just enjoy life. I think they want to be able to just sit and have a cup of coffee and just enjoy it. Enjoy the view. And you know how many times I'd just be sitting there in my years of like living with different family members and stuff. I'd just be sitting in the backyard having my coffee and having my smoke. And I'd sometimes sit out there for hours. And it would make people so uncomfortable. They'd be like, what are you doing out here? What are you doing out here? And I'd be like, when I lived with my aunt, she had these cedars all around her yard, and all you could just hear was birds. You couldn't really see them, right? But you could hear them. So I'd be out there sometimes and it'd be like listening to a full bird conversation. And then you'd see the cardinals come in and fly around, and it was so magical. I would just sit there for hours, and it would make her so uncomfortable, because most people, they can't sit with their own energy, let alone sit with the energy of an animal and just be at bliss. Right? To be settled, to be grounded, right? To just enjoy. Like people are so unsettled because there are things that you have to do inside of yourself. There are, things to be accomplished. There are milestones to get through, and there are, telepathic conversations you have to have with different people about why you're doing what you're doing and justifying what you're doing while you're doing it, to set your own precedent, to set your own stone, your own footwork, and stop listening to other people and what other people do. Guess what? Other people aren't paying your bills. Other people aren't living your life. So who gives a fuck about what other people do? It really doesn't matter. Okay. So I feel like this person is like kind of realizing that now, and they're, they had a lot of triggers with a commitment. Okay. They had a lot of triggers with a union that they were in. And I don't know why this is coming up for you. Maybe this is a friend of yours that's going to come back around, or maybe this is you and I'm just speaking to you as if in a third person, right? Which helps sometimes to get the message out, right? But this person, they were headed straight to the coffin. Like they were headed straight to a transformation. And I think that's why they couldn't continue something with you, because they were changing so much, right? That you would get used to one point of them and then they were going to change, right? So they didn't want anybody to get too used to them changing in case they had to change again. I kind of think that's what it is, right? This person needed to learn a lot of self-love, okay? Because they were the narcissist. And a narcissist needs to realize that, or they were living with a narcissist, right? A narcissist will make everything about them. Everything. You can't do enough for a narcissist. And the way they really get you is that they pull you in really hard and they give, and then they push you away and they expect you to give them so much for that little bit that they did for you. And if you don't give it back, if you don't reciprocate what they need when they're demanding it, you're done. You're donezo, son. You might as well just walk away. You might as well hang up that phone. They ain't never going to talk to you again until you give them everything that they want, right? Everything that they feel they need and they deserve from you. That's a hard relationship to come out of, right? That's a hard agreement, right? Especially if somebody was married to somebody, right? And you can't just walk away from a marriage. Right. And if somebody does walk away from a marriage, then this other person has to like unwind however long they were with them. Right. They have to, especially if it's a marriage. I mean, that's like so many people manipulate marriages to make the husband feel like they have to do all this work to keep a woman happy. And it's ridiculous. You know, happy life, happy wife doesn't exist. It's actually been proven that that's a bullshit statement. That was just to make men work harder for some fucking stupid reason, and for women to lay on their ass all day and do nothing and bitch and complain all the time. Like if they do go to work, it's like as soon as you get home, fucking their feet are up and you're doing everything for them. It's really disgusting how people use their energy because they're so used to pushing so much out, right, for the world that they don't give themselves anything, and then they expect somebody to give it to them. Everything that they possibly need, all the self-love that they need comes from somebody else. See how fucked up that sounded? You can't get self-love from somebody else. That's fucking ridiculous. That doesn't even make sense at all, right? So this love karmic relationship, like this person learned a lot. And like now I feel like maybe they're dating, right? And the dating is helping them. Right? Because it's different people, it's different people's opinions and nature, and that it gets this other person expanded, right? To new elements and to new things, right? So because I feel like they have a lot of shit they have to get over. Like they have a lot of, they did a lot of things for somebody just to be with them. That's a lot of conditioning, right? That's a lot of ultimatums, right? So let's see what else is coming out for this. This is a really nice energy. Okay, I just saw okay, so we've got act with the lighting of a joint, spirit, connection with legacy, union, and tradition. So somebody, I think, honestly, somebody is going to learn a lot about a different culture, I think, pretty quickly. Yeah, wow. Scorpio energy. This is like transformation. And learning new values, learning new traditions, new values, new ways, right? I don't know if you sing a lot, but singing really helps raise your vibration. Really, I love to sing. I'll sing oh my gosh, I was singing I'll Never Break Your Heart by the Backstreet Boys yesterday while I was doing dishes, and my sister turned it on her Spotify. And I was like, thanks. But she put in She thought it was by NSYNC, and I was like, dude, that's the Backstreet Boys. And she's like, this is NSYNC. I'm like, it's the Backstreet Boys. It's the Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I think it was I'll Never Break Your Heart. I don't know, I forget which one I was singing, but I was just belting it in the kitchen. Like, sometimes these fucking songs come into me and I can't not just start singing. Like, I love singing so much. Would I ever sing in front of people? Probably not. But honestly, I get really comfortable. Once I'm comfortable in a place where I work, I'll walk around singing all day. And people look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Do crazy people have jukeboxes playing in their head all day? Then I guess I'm crazy. But sing. This has already happened. Like, okay, so I feel like somebody is coming back around, and this relationship has already happened. You know, there's a vision here. I think it's like somebody is following their natural instincts to come back into union with you. Because I do feel like you do know this person, right? The reason why they had to get away from you, or the reason why you're being told about this, is because this person needed to change a lot of themselves in order to come into union with you, right? There's a new beginning here, which is the starseed, right? Something new, emotional. Pay attention with tolerance. What are you willing to tolerate? So I feel like, for one, I feel like maybe there is some type of like clearing that you should do maybe around you. And maybe this person, right? It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Like, when I started hanging out with this one guy, I knew there was something wrong with his energy, and I immediately started to smudge him. And by doing that, he just naturally listened to what I was saying and trusted me. And I cleared so much from his life, that me and him will be in connection for the rest of our lives. It wasn't a love match. It never really was. I think it was about something on a much higher frequency than that. But I often think of him, and all I do is say, like, man, I love that guy. Like, and I'll probably never see him again. But it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if I ever see him again, because we did magic together, and he trusted me enough to help him get away from something that had been ruining his life. Right? I often think of him. My God, he was this cop. Oh, fuck. He was great. I have a lot of really great exes in my life that it just wasn't the time for them then, but I never burnt a bridge with them. You know, it was more or less, instead of burning bridges, I just walk away, because I don't know how to feel about the bridge at the moment. So I'd rather just walk away, leave the bridge unattended, as opposed to just lining it up with a gasoline and lighting the match, right? So like, I feel like maybe they're this person, you know, you kind of just walked away from, but you didn't say anything bad to, you know, you weren't angry with them, you weren't upset with them, you just went the other way, you just chose to walk the other way. There's a lot of like things that are coming into play now, right? A lot of things that are lining up now for this person, and whatever vibration you're on, whatever you're speaking, whatever you're saying, like maybe they're watching you on like social media or something like that, and whatever it is that you're saying, whatever it is that you're speaking, they agree with it, right? Which is why maybe they're going to come back around. Like, maybe they thought that this kind of relationship was ruined, right? There's a coffin here. Maybe they thought that it was never going to happen again, right? Because of what they were carrying around for so long. So they just went off and they started dating other people and doing other things so they could get their mind off of you. But what they didn't understand was what they were doing was actually helping them heal more than anything, right? So pay attention to, I want to say pay attention to possibly some red flags maybe when you come around this person. Like, I definitely feel a cleansing needing to be done. And maybe that's the thing, is maybe there has to be a cleansing done between the two of you. Right? Maybe you're going to see this person and you're going to go and you're going to hang out with this person and you're going to talk to them, and then you're just going to do some type of like healing ceremony between the two of you or something like that, where, you know, all is forgiven and, you know, the road moves on and there's no point in concentrating on the past, because the past is the past. We can't change it. We can't do anything about it. So why concentrate on it when there's new to be done again. There's new experiences to be held with this person, obviously, that you don't have to concentrate on the past, and maybe they don't really realize that. So maybe there's like a healing ceremony that has to be done. So then the both of you realize that there shouldn't be such a tolerance towards each other, whereas more of a connection. Because there's a beginning here. And it's like two people naturally being brought together. It's very fruitful. There's a lot that is going to happen when the two of you get together. You'd be surprised how much of the light and the dark are going to come together with something as high frequency as this. Because when people do the work and then they come together, it is like an explosion of energy, right? Because it's good, it's natural, nobody is faking it. There is an energy that has to be forced or pushed in a certain way. It's just people riding the same wave, so then they can come into union together and be blissful and happy, and not like, well, just together because you can be together. Who the fuck cares about anybody can be with somebody, right? Like differentiating that, right? And being like, we were meant to be together for a reason, right? And now I'm getting The Conjuring, where Renee, is that what her name is? Fuck. You know what? I wanted to watch that movie again the other day because I haven't watched it. I got obsessed with it. Fucking Bathsheba. Jesus Christ. Like, I watched like so much about The Conjuring, like where people have gone and stayed there. And like, I've watched so much of it that I had to like not watch it anymore because I was becoming a little obsessed much. Right? So now, yeah, I think it's Renee. I think that's her name. Anyways, they're like known around the world as like the very first, psychic paranormal investigators. Oh, Ed and Lorraine. That's what it is. I'm like, is Ed, I think they're still alive. No, are they still alive? I don't know. But Ed was a demonologist. He studied demons. He studied how demons worked in people, and oppression and possession. And oh man, like, and then Leanne saw everything. Right? She was the clairvoyant. She was the one that could talk to everybody. So they made the perfect couple. And that's what I'm getting. Ed and Lorraine. Oh, sorry. I call her Leanne probably. And when Ed goes to the property for the first time to see what they're dealing with, Lorraine is like, well, I'm going. And he's like, no, you can't. Like, just stay home. And she's like, I'm pretty sure God didn't put us together to write some stupid book. I'm pretty sure he put us together so we could work together. Right. And that's the thing, is when people work together, like my goosebumps are going insane right now. I really wish you could see them. They're really hard to pick up on camera. Obviously, I don't have a good camera, but, people are designed to come together. And when they do, explosions happen. Did you just see all those cards fall? Because it's true. It's true. Ooh, there's the King of Wands. Ooh, leading his pack. 9 of Leviathans. We got the 9 of Pentacles. What's that? 6 of Swords. And Justice. Man, Libra has been coming up so much in these readings. So in this, we've got Scorpio and we've got Libra's energy. And I feel like somebody like this King of Engines here, this King of Wands, they really, I'm going to say, got their shit together. Like, they were really playing in the fate department. I mean, honestly, like they really were, like, this person played innocently. Like they didn't go where they weren't supposed to. They didn't do what they weren't supposed to, like this person really followed, like, whoever you're dealing with, whoever this person is coming for you, let me tell you, this is like a straight shooter. This is a straight shooter, and they don't just leave, like they don't just walk away. They don't just peace out. They hang around, like they do things, they get things done. This person is very, they know how to work really hard. Eight of Leviathans, literally, there's the Eight of Pentacles. Like, that's what this person's doing. Like, this person has the ability to work really hard on things. They don't half-ass, I just heard, right? They don't half-ass anything. They really try their hardest to accomplish what they can, right? So, Seven of Airships with the Apprentice, the Fool. So this is something that I almost feel like they think that, like, if they don't go for this, if they don't do something, that, like, you're going to get stolen. If they don't say something, if they don't move eventually, that if they leave you unattended, they feel like you could get taken, you know? So this is also the kind of person that knows the value of a relationship. And when you start a relationship, how easy it can be manipulated and stolen. Right? So that's why this energy is really coming in very fruitful. Like, see all the fruit that's around and falling from the sky and stuff as he makes that plunge, you know, as he makes that arrow, he makes that shot. It's like something coming in very plentiful, you know, something very nourishing. It's very good for you. And I can't help but notice, like, why has he got that cheetah print around his leg? And then the other leg has, like, something wrapped around it too. I don't really know what that is, but it's like cheetah. It's like using natural instincts. Right? Like I said, like, this person is a straight shooter. Like, literally, they don't fuck around. They're very, very, very responsible. And they work really hard. So, I mean, like I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. One time, 26. Wow, almost same time on both. Three of airships with the five of airships. Like, this person is conquered. Okay, they don't want to fight. They don't want to rage war. They really just. I almost feel like this person is maybe going to come out of the blue. And, you know, just say, like, listen, like, my firing abilities are down. Like, I am not here to fight you. I'm not here to start an argument with you. I'm here to apologize to you. I'm here to connect with you. I've been guided towards you. This person's also been red flagged with you in some way, right? That if they don't get their shit under control, then they're going to lose you. They're going to lose the ability to connect with you once and for all if they don't do something, right? But this person has been rolling the ball on everything. They've been staying moving, you know, like, they haven't really stopped. So I have a lot of confidence that there's a really, really nice relationship coming in for somebody. And I don't know how this relationship is going to be. I don't know if this is a father figure coming in and doing his job once and for all. If this is a romantic kind of partnership coming in once and for all. But somebody's done a lot better for themselves than what they did in the past. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm Whitney Moonshine. Thanks for watching. For personal readings, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. If not, just enjoy the channel. And thank you for the memberships and the comments and the likes and subscribes and everything you guys do. I wouldn't be here without you guys. So thanks for everything that you do. And please use your discernment. This is entertainment only. I can't say for sure that anything is happening. If it resonates, trust in the magic, trust in the beauty of tarot, trust that cards fell out and tell a story the way that any story comes out, the way that anything gets told. So if it resonates, it resonates. That's why I always say it's for the collective. Many people are attached to this. So learn it, love it, live it. Oh no. Thanks, and peace out. Have a good one. Survive the storm. And yeah, word to you, mothers.